Hello everyone, welcome to the next Karma Yoga class. My name is Nadira Mathis and I'm here to teach you a nice yin yoga flow this morning. We're going to be taking and using tools such as a pillow from the couch, a cushion. You can also grab a bolster or a strap if that is in your practice. Today we'll just be holding our poses between 3 to 5 minutes. And yes, we're going to begin the flow right here on our mat. So let's begin seated, coming all the way down to the mat. And feel free to grab a bottle of water or a towel or anything like that if you think you need it. And also a towel for knee cushions if that is in your practice. This is a home series, so I will volunteer things that are usually found in the home. So we're going to start in a nice crisscross seated pose. And this is my dog Sasha. She'll be joining us throughout the practice today. So bring your hands to your knees. What a nice solid straight back. And I want you guys to just relax the shoulders down. And you're going to rest your eyes. You can gaze them down to the ground or close your eyes for this practice. In this moment, we're just going to bring our breath into the room, into our bodies. Really paying it some attention and taking notice. Noticing if we're breathing deep or shallow. Noticing if your inhales are coming in through your nose and gently out of your mouth. Take a moment to really notice how your breath and the pace can change how you feel and your emotional state. So continue to just settle the body and calm the body by just breathing on your own. We'll do a gentle warm-up before we get into our poses this practice. So begin to roll the chin down to the chest, just slightly stretching out the back of the neck. You can rock the head side to side or just go straight down the middle. Breathing here with the chin into the chest, still taking our gentle breath. From here, we're going to roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. Lower the right shoulder so that you're not resting the ear onto the shoulder. We want to allow it to hang and create a little hinge right here. Well, not a hinge, more like a more stretch right here on the opposite side, on your left side. You can also bring the left hand down to the side if you need a little more stretch, opening up the shoulder and the neck space. Breathe here. Allow the right arm to just relax onto your lap, taking no responsibility at all. 2 more breaths. And then exhale. We're going to gently roll that chin back down to the chest, all the way to the other side. Make sure your back is still nice and strong and shoulders are good and relaxed. As we did before, the right arm can come out to the side, just creating a nice little weight for the bottom of the neck and the top of the shoulders to get a little more stretch in. Breathe here. Good job. And then exhale. The chin comes back down to the chest, both arms back onto the knee. We're going to bring our fingertips down into the front and begin to walk the hands down in front of you. Now you can walk all the way down if you like. You can shuffle the feet if you need to. You can come down onto the forearms or just plug your fingers into the ground. From here, we're going to fold our chin into chest, opening up the spine, opening up the shoulder blades, allowing the shoulders to just hang forward, Maybe adding a little more weight to your fold here. And begin to breathe. See the breath going into the back, filling up and expanding, finding that stretch in our arms and in our chest. Chin comes down to chest, and maybe even shake the head no a little bit. Let's walk the hands over to the right side, framing the knee. Here you can bring the forehead to the knee, the chin to the knee if that's in your practice, or just gaze down at the ground. Holding a nice, strong, straight stance in the back. Make sure both of your bums are down onto the mat, opening up this side here. Continue to breathe. Very good. We're going to exhale and begin to walk the hands to the opposite side. This isn't our yin poses just yet. We're just warming up the body, extending the body, and finding space for our stretches later. Keep breathing. Remember to gaze down to the ground, or chin comes to the knee, or maybe even forehead. Just a reminder to breathe. Keep the seat down onto the ground. Two more breaths. And then exhale. Allow yourself to melt back down to the center. This time going just a little bit deeper than where you were before. So maybe the forearms now come down. Flat hands. Breathe. And then begin to walk the hands up. Very nice. For our next warm-up pose, we're going to bring the right hand down to the ground and see if we can bring our forearm all the way down to the ground here. You want to bring your gaze up to the sky, or you can keep it low to the ground if your neck is not flexible enough to look up like that. Whichever's in your practice is perfectly fine. From here, we're going to take our hand and align it with the back of the ear and kind of shoot it out behind us and then all the way up, stretching out over the ear. Deep breaths in to the side again, continuing to open up these sides. Seat is still onto the ground. From here, I want you to create a circle. So begin to bring the arm down in front of you, all the way around, palm facing up, and come all the way up overhead, creating 4 of these circles. Using your right hand and forearm down for leverage, opening up that shoulder socket. Watching your breath. And on this last one, we're going to bring our hands to our knees and slowly come on up. Take a moment here in your center. Feel free to relax here. You'll find throughout this practice when we hold the poses longer, we'll have some resting poses as well. So let's take the opposite hand down to the earth. Forearm comes down as well. Trying to keep the seat close together down onto the ground. Feel this open up first before you start moving your arm. Your hips need to be nice and level. You'll feel your sides start to peel open and create space. Just take a nice breath here. Maybe the eyes come down to the ground. Maybe they go up to the sky for a nice twist. The hand glides behind the ear, stretching out behind you. Palms can go up or down. Breathe here. Inhaling in through the nose. Keeping the gaze up high. Begin your 4 circles, dropping down in the front. Rotating up behind you. Take your time. Last one. And on this last one, we bring the hands to the knees and slowly come on up. Bring your hands to your knees again and relax. This time we're going to keep our feet out to the side for our first pose. I'm going to turn to my side so that you can see what I'm doing here. The left foot is going to come in to meet the right inner thigh. And we're going to keep our foot in front of us nice and flexed. Arms are going to come up overhead. Big breath here. And exhale. We're going to frame this leg with our hands. Now the hands can come down. The forearms can come down. But the chin is coming down to the chest. And we're creating a nice weight here. Feeling the stretch in our legs. We'll be here for 3 minutes. Taking in the inhales and the exhales. Feeling the sensations in the back of the leg. Also taking a moment to honor gravity as it takes over our arms and our head and our spines. After a while, you'll start to feel the pull on the lower back. Make sure you send the breath to the back. Expand those lungs. Notice how you're getting deeper and deeper into the stretch. Continue to let the arms be disengaged. Allow the chin into the chest. Just a few more breaths. Switch the breathing if you need to. If you need to make any adjustments, feel free to do so. Rocking side to side. Maybe taking a deeper breath in. About halfway there. Let's go with 5 more breaths. And slowly, we're going to begin to rise here, using our arms and our back. Come on up, taking your time. And let's move to the other side. So the left leg comes out in front of us. Right foot meets into the inner thigh. We'll take that pose again. Arms can come up overhead, or you can just gradually come into the pose. Bringing the hands down to the ground. This time hinging at the left side, so the chin comes into the chest again. Allow the arms to either be strong in place or relax the arms. I like finding relax the arms a little more progressive. It allows the muscles to increase just a little bit more on the stretch. Keep breathing here. Remind yourself of those feel-good sensations behind the back of the leg that are extending right now, creating space in the muscle, creating movement in the fascia. Continue to breathe. Find peace with sinking deeper and deeper in, bringing the chin into the chest as a reminder. You might even find that your toes fall asleep gently here. And that's okay. It's blood literally coming into the body, coming into those spaces. Send the breath to those spaces for peace. Allow the focus of your breath to just take you away for a moment. We're halfway there. Taking a few more breaths here. Begin to walk the hands on up. Being very peaceful and patient with yourselves. Very good. We're going to stretch the opposite leg out in front of us, down the mat, and begin to lower down onto the ground. From here we'll have a nice resting minute. Arms can come out to the side. Feel free to take up space wherever you are. And just begin to breathe. Tuck your tailbone if you can. Allow yourself to have 5 breaths here, breathing into the belly. And then exhaling, connecting the navel with the ground. More breath. More peace. nice deep breath in and exhale out, relaxation again. Before we go into our next pose, we're going to draw the left leg knee up to our chest. So that means you have to put the right leg in a good position and maintain the balance. The left knee is going to come up to our chest, and we draw it in by grabbing hold of that knee. Go ahead and pull it into your chest for this inhale. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the chest up and bring the knee towards the face. It's okay if it doesn't touch. I'm just drawing in this stretch, allowing the right ankle to point out and maybe even rotate if it needs it, floating above the ground. Squeeze here, coming all the way up as you can. And then exhale, lower the neck comfortably back down. You're going to take your left hand onto your left foot and open your thigh here. So the knee comes down to your sides, and you're opening up your foot here. You can place the left hand palm onto the soles of the foot to help push the knee down towards the earth. Your right leg stays nice and straight and open. Breathe here. Remember to keep your hip nice and open here. Keep the calves and the shin up high and the bottom of your foot facing the ceiling. Be mindful of your hips shifting off of the mat. We're keeping our bum flat on the mat, hips and pelvis flat down. Shoulders are both flat onto the mat, facing upwards, and your gaze is facing forward. Continue to breathe. A few more breaths. See if you can get the air down to your pelvic floor. And exhale all the way up. 2 more breaths. On this next breath, we're lifting our leg up and crossing it over so that the left foot meets that right knee. Breathe here as we inhale and take the right leg and bend it so that the sole of the foot is onto the earth. If you're here in your practice and this is enough for you, you can stay right here for the next 3 minutes, or you can loop your hands into the circle in the middle and around the outside of your right thigh to collapse behind the thigh and pull that leg in towards you. You want to make sure your neck is nice and comfortable. If you have to or would like to, you can take your pillow from the top of the mat and bring it here as well for this pose. Draw that right leg in towards you. Make sure that foot is locked in as well. You can tuck the tailbone a little bit more to get an extra lift. And you can also rock side to side if that feels good. But we're going to hold this leg here for another 3 minutes. We're going to remember our breath. If you like a little challenge, you can lift the right shin and flex the foot. And relax your shoulders as much as you can while holding the leg. breathe. Find your breath. Almost through. Bring the mind back to your breath very slowly. Hold this in for a few more breaths. Hold this pose for a few more breaths. Take your time and release the hands. Lower the right foot down to the mat. We're going to lower the left leg down to the mat as well. And then kick them both out in front of us. Very good. We're going to try that transaction after our resting pose. So remember to take up space onto the ground. Allow the feet to go out to the sides. And take a rest for a few breaths here until we move to our other side. Bringing your mind back to the breath and back to movement. Slowly bring that right knee in, grabbing hold of it with both the arms, drawing the right knee in towards your chest. Again, we can take a moment and lift up our neck here, squeezing in, squeezing the core, lifting that left leg off of the ground so it's not resting either. Bringing the knee towards our head. You're going to exhale and slowly lower down. The left hand comes down to the side. Right arm comes in onto the sole of the foot. We're pushing it back, drawing the knee towards the earth and the soles of our feet up towards the ceiling. Breathe here, opening the hips, ensuring everything is staying nice and flat onto the ground. We don't want our hips to start lifting up. We want to shift them back to your center so that you're flat on your spine. And the knee, the leg itself, the right leg is being drawn back all by itself. Breathe here. Continue to breathe, maybe down to the pelvis floor. next 3 breaths. After the 3rd breath, we're bringing the leg crossed over to the body. The right foot is resting onto the left knee. And then we're going to bring the left sole of the foot to the earth. Again, if you're fine right here, you could stay right here for the remainder of these few minutes. Or you can thread the needle with your hand and hook on to your thigh, drawing that leg all the way in. You may rock side to side here, tucking the tailbone. Or if you like the way this feels by just staying still, you can do that as well. You can also add in a little more pressure by lifting the shin of the left leg and flexing the foot back. Keep breathing. Few more breaths. And then exhale, lower that left foot down onto the mat. Slowly take the right foot off of the left leg and stretch both legs out, arms to the side again. 4 breaths into the belly here. Bring your mind back to your breath and slowly fold in the feet so that the soles of the feet meet each other. Knees out to the sides. We're going to take our hands up overhead and plug the fingers into the ceiling. Take your shoulders and lift them up off of the mat for a nice stretch up. Lifting the neck as well. And then exhale, come on back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Reaching up with the arms, squeezing the torso. Exhale, come on down. Last time, inhale, lift up. Really squeezing here. You might feel a little shake, that's okay. Exhale, lower down. Arms are going to come all the way behind you for a nice full body stretch here. Exhale, and let's bring the arms down to our bellies. Continue to breathe here in this butterfly pose. Allow gravity to take over at the knees. And maybe you fan the wings, but you can just allow them to lay and open. find your breath all the way down to your pelvis. Give your breath a color and see yourself inhale that beautiful color, filling up, swirling all around your body. And exhale out of the mouth. Draw the navel down to the ground as you become even lighter. Continue to breathe. Continue to find your breath. Slowly bring those knees together one at a time. Begin to windshield wipe from side to side, having the knees drop down from the left to the right. You're going to have your knees come down all the way to the right side. Bring the right hand and rest them down onto those right legs. You can even bring the knees up to your chest, just a little bit higher if you like. The left arm is going to come out to the side and bring your gaze gently to the left. Engage in this twist for our next few breaths. Find any tension in the body, maybe in the feet. Guide them to relax. Maybe the arms are grabbing hold of the legs and not just resting on the legs. Relax. And maybe remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And relax. Hold the pose, continue to breathe. Don't let anything interrupt your practice, you're almost through. Take this last inhale, and as you inhale, go ahead and separate the legs very gently and meet at your center, rocking side to side. Take a moment here to massage the small of your back by tucking the tailbone. And then guide the legs down to the opposite side, all the way down to the left side. You can bring your left hand here, just a nice little weight. You don't have to grab on. You just a nice weight. Take the right arm, bring it out to your side, and bring your gaze to the right. Allow your body to relax even more, removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Draw yourself back again and come to your center. This will be one of our last poses before we enter into Shavasana. We're going to take our hands and bring them down to the center, in between, and stretch our shins open for happy baby. Here you can rock side to side, or just find a gentle pull on the feet down so that the knees can come down towards the earth. We'll rest here, finding relaxation in our back massages, finding relaxation in our breaths. If you find a sweet spot, please feel free to hang out there a little bit until you straighten it out. But take your time, because time is what you have in this practice. Time to actually feel the muscles stretching out, going beyond. Few more minutes. Relax your shoulders. Don't over engage the back. Relax. After this next exhale, we're going to release that by bringing the knees together one last time, squeezing them together. Also lifting your chest and neck off of the mat. Forehead comes in for your ball. And then exhale, allow your arms to melt to the side. Legs will slowly come down and kick out in front of us for our final pose, corpse pose, Shavasana. You guys feel free to lie here. I'll take Shavasana with you for a few minutes. But if you feel the intuitive feeling of remaining into your Shavasana, please do so. Allow yourself some peace and time with you and the sound of the voice within. Breathe in through the nose and into the ground on the exhale. Allow yourself to become lighter as you let go and let flow. Begin to rise, finding peace with your practice. Bringing the hands to your belly. Or you may lay here and finish your practice by extending your Shavasana. You're creating more peace within yourself. My name is Nidira Mathis, and thank you guys for sharing this yin practice with me. Namaste.